Okay, we are at the Tesla Service Center. We were just picking up some parts we ordered last week. They had to special order them in. Got notification they're in, so we're going to pick those up so that we can get working on our third row rear-facing seats. All right, while we're at the service center, we're going to use the Urban Supercharger here. Okay, we're back home from the service center. We're going to start working on the Model S, installing these rear-facing seats. Now, I bought the seats on eBay. From what I'm told is if your car didn't come with the seats from the factory, Tesla won't sell you the seats. So I never tried buying them from Tesla. So if you see here, I have them. I bought them on eBay. They came last week. So I need some hardware to be able to mount it into the car, like these hip strikers. There's some trim pieces, a few nuts and bolts to install them. It's pretty straightforward. And then you also need a rear reinforcement, a bumper reinforcement part. And that I'm buying through a local body shop. And the body shop won't give me the part directly. So if you buy it through them, they have to install it. So I'm going to have that installed tomorrow. So this is just going to be the installation of the seats. And then the rear reinforcement will be installed by body shop tomorrow. Okay, I have the parts laid out here. I'll leave a list in the description of the parts I'm using. And then I'll describe them as I go through and as we start installing them. All right, there's just 4 little push pins on the footwell here. Take those out, and we're going to lift this cover up so that we can start installing the seat. Right after lifting up the carpeted cover, it exposes this foam padding area, and right through here, it's already perforated where it's been pre-cut, so you just pull out this foam padding area to expose the hole for the bolts. Okay, here I am installing the side strikers. So this is on the passenger side of the vehicle. Just get your hands behind the carpeted panel and just pull it back, and then it'll expose this same foam padded material. And it's already perforated, so right down the bottom there's a perforation where you can just basically pull out the foam where the strikers go. See how there's already perforations there? We're just gonna cut out the perforations. I'm just installing the right-hand side. Right-hand side is the passenger side, this hip striker bolt. So there's just 2 bolts. It's T40 Torx bit. Just tighten both of those down. Okay, now as I fold this panel back over, the carpet's already perforated, so this little hip striker loop will stick right through. Now onto the driver's side, it's the same procedure. Just pull the panel back, install the hip striker. Okay, I had to use a razor blade to cut through the perforations here just to expose the bolt holes. And then I'm installing the hip striker. This is the left-hand side. And just using the 2 T40 bolts to bolt that in. Pops through right like that. Right now, onto these 2 lower mounting points is you have to cut back this foam padding a little bit to be able to access the hole next to it here. So if you take these barrel nuts, they actually slide along a track. So you just want to make sure that you don't drop these down into the hole. But I'm using a magnet to help position it, and then once it gets on the rail and positions, it just slides across. All right, I'm just going to put the screw in it just to hold it there until I'm ready to put the seat on, and then I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so this is the driver's side. So if you see here, I'm just using the magnet to slide this in, and you need to make sure you cut the foam far enough to the left that you can expose this access hole. Okay, if you see here, there's perforations already in the carpet, so this piece of carpet just needs to be cut out. It's perforated, so you just follow the lines, and then it'll just easily come out. So we'll cut this one on both sides, and then on the top cover that folds down, we just need to cut those both out to expose this hole for the mounting position. Okay, now I'm just going to put this carpeted piece back into place, and then I'm going to set the seats on top of this and get them bolted in. Okay, but first I just need to cut out the perforations that are covering the hole. It's already pre-cut, just need to score it with a razor blade and pull out this carpeted piece on both sides. So it looks like this seatbelt clips folds down like this, and then it's screwed against like that. I'm gonna line that up there. Okay, now just getting the driver's side in. I'm just gonna screw it in hand tight, and then I'll torque it down. This is a T45 Torx bit. All right, they're all bolted in. Now time to work on the upper trim piece. Okay, so this is the back of the second row. So this trim piece here is two pieces. It fits together, and then it fits right in there. And if you feel on the seat, there's two indentations right here. There's an indentation and then a bar across it. So you got to start cutting. So I'm just using a razor blade to slowly and carefully cut slits in this. I'm going to slowly cut away the material and the carpet and the seat material just to expose those holes so the trim can fit in there tightly. Okay, when you finally get it completely cut, this is what it'll look like. You have the two big holes on the side, and then there's two holes in the middle where there's a notch on the trim piece that has to fit inside the middle there. So make it look like this, and then push the two pieces in together. All right. You just push them. You just put them together, and then you just push them in. They just snap in. So luckily, it hides all those cuts that we made. Okay, we got the seats installed. The factory cover still works on top of the seats. Seats just fold down here. There's a strap that pulls them out. Like that. Move the Velcro. Pull that up. They lock down. Okay, now to install this switch. So this switch is actually pre-wired. So as long as you have the technology package and the power lift gate, this is the switch that goes under. So this is the driver's side. So up under this panel here, this switch actually goes right in this area here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to cut this out to fit this in. And then if you pull back your panel here, it's wired. You'll see this wire just kind of taped up here. You'll just pull it out. It's got a white connector on it. And I already tested it. I plugged it already into the switch. If you see here, the switch has that same receptacle. Just plugs into that. All I have to do is cut this out to fit the switch. All right, so what I have here, I have the switch here. I need to cut a hole just as big as the width of the base of this switch. So there's a little lip that will hold it from going down inside the hole. So you've got to get it pretty precise. So what I'm doing is use my caliper here to measure. So what I'm going to transfer that measurement to the width here. So that's 1.64. So I'll transfer that measurement. There's kind of a line. I don't know if you can see that already. There's kind of a line there. I'm using that as the line, kind of the baseline for this left side of it. And then I'll just get a straight edge to connect that, and then I'm going to drill out the corners and cut it out. right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a drill bit. I'm gonna drill out each of the corners to get this started. Okay, I'm gonna see how this works. I drilled another hole, so I have a little larger opening. I'm gonna use my jigsaw to see if I can just slowly cut along the line, transition all the way around. We'll see how this works. Okay, successful there. It's still a little jaggedy. I'm gonna go back and just straighten up the edges, and hopefully that works. Let's just see how we did on sizing. Oh, look at that. Right, that fits right in. Perfect. Can't see any of the excess cuts. It's really snug in there. That's perfect. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Okay, here's our wire. Here's our wire harness. Okay, there's the screw hole, and then we have our wire right through there. It just clips in like that. All right, now when the kids are sitting back here, right here is the switch to open and close the tailgate. Okay, so this is really meant for kids that are, I think they said under 75, 80 pounds, and that your head's not hitting the top of the roof here. Zach's just under that, so show us how to buckle these up.
Okay, so first you just put on the straps over here, and then you pull down that, and then you take the other strap, pull it right through, and then you take these things, take both of these little buckle things, and you put them together. So there's this little groove piece, and then there's a spot where that thing goes. Just put them together, and then clamp it down. And you pull this up to your chest and tighten them on the sides. And then you're buckled in.
Good to go, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd say, so Zach, you're 10 years old, so I'd say probably, yeah, probably like 11 to 5-year-olds are probably good for this area. Luckily, we have 2 younger than Zach, so we have 4 kids, so this will be a good area for you guys to ride in, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, to fold the seats back down, it's pretty easy. There's just a clip here. You just lift up on that one. Lift up there. Pull that down. Push the metal bar down. Flip it up. Okay, then you strap, you Velcro them together. And then there's just a strap to... Okay, well, thanks for watching the video. So only thing I have to do now is I just have to get the rear reinforcement done. That's going to be done at a body shop tomorrow. I'll record as much of that process as they'll let me, and then we'll be good to use the seats. But this is basically the installation of the seats if you haven't had them before, so you can retrofit these seats in the car if your car didn't come with them. So be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thanks.